Okay. Okay, can everybody see the slide? Just give me a thumbs up if you can. Fantastic. Righty ho. So, welcome one and all to the Engagement Key. We are on module 1 today, and this is the start of a 12-week journey for you and your venues. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you for signing up and believing in yourself and coming on this journey with me. It's going to be fun. We're going to make it hopefully not too dry. I think all of the modules are interesting and very relatable. Hello, Sammy. Hello, thank you for joining. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm actually just going to pop you on. I think you're on mute already, but if you go to the bottom, that's it, perfect, just mute yourself. Hi guys, lovely to see you. Thanks. Oh, we got 3 of you. Wonderful. Welcome to the team. I was literally just saying, you've not missed anything at all. I was literally just saying, thank you so much for joining on this journey. It's really exciting. I'm not going to make it too dry, hopefully nice and fun for you all and very relevant to you and your venues. Let's get this engagement season cracking and let's make it the best one yet for your venue. What I really wanted to do first, because we're a small group, there are 5 venues involved within 2019 Engagement Key. So I think what will be really, really useful is actually to get to know you, essentially. So we will be working together for 12 weeks. So I think it will be really, really nice to get that kind of team spirit going. So without further ado, okay, I'm going to go with Donna and Emma first because you were here first. We'll go like that. If you want to unmute yourselves and just say who you are, what you do, what your venue's called, where you're located, and what you're hoping to get out of this 12-week journey.
Hi there, my name's Donna and I'm the events manager at Glenham Hall in Suffolk. Glenham Hall is a privately owned family house. It's a Elizabethan mansion and many quirks and curiosities about it, which makes it a challenging venue to run, but also a great place to work too. What I'm hoping to get from this is a complete review of how we market our venue and ideally with a view to increasing our bookings and inquiries and increasing our show rounds. It's having done the show round challenge, it was like almost having a fresh pair of eyes on what we're doing. So in essence, that's what I want to achieve from all our promotion of the venue and getting being more successful in what we're doing. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, that's where we are. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, let's do it. Absolutely. Thank you, Donna and Emma as well. If you could just mute yourself, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much. And Rachel, over to you.
Hi, so my name is Rachel. I'm the events manager at the National Museum of the Royal Navy. We're part of a group of National Museum of the Royal Navy museums all over the UK, but our specific venue is in Hartlepool, which is on the northeast coast. In terms of events and weddings, we are a multi-use venue, which presents its own challenges. So we're not a dedicated wedding venue. This means that, you know, we do have some challenges that I do find it difficult to overcome sometimes. So it'll be good to kind of see where it can go from there and kind of, you know, put some more evidence together to change the way that we do things. We are quite seasonal as well, so the time that we can do weddings throughout the year is limited. So I'd love to be in that position where we'll have to almost turn people away. That's where I really want to get to kind of fill the dates that we have available.
That's great. Yeah, I'm sure you have lots of challenges to deal with, but you know, without having these additional revenue streams like weddings and events, your museum can't operate, I suppose, because they rely on funding from guests coming through. So that'll be really interesting for you to see how you can really up level that as well. Thank you, Rachel. Thanks. And Sammy and team, if you don't mind just unmuting yourself and giving us a little bit of background. It's bottom left-hand side, I think, the unmute button. That's it.
Perfect. Sorry, total amateurs at this.
No, you're doing well.
I'm Sammy, and this is Lisa on my left here, who's our wedding and event manager, and Carly, who does marketing. We are a family-run business. Me, the owner, quite interfering, quite strong, but they're an amazing team who've been here for a while. But I think the challenges we face are similar to all of yours, except I am the owner and trying to get it to work and probably being too interfering for other reasons. Pentilly Castle is the venue. It's down in Cornwall. We potentially have the best of both worlds because we're in Cornwall and I'm the owner, and so we can do anything we like, and I am quite happy to be involved in any discussion along the way, but perhaps that's also a negative. I don't know, looking at Lisa here, but we just really could do with upping our wedding business, or at least streamlining what we do. We've been going for 10 years, and I think we just need a real moment to focus on the wedding side of the business. We've been used as a film location quite a lot recently, particularly for Delicious, which is a drama with Sky TV with Dawn French and Amelia Fox. So it's raised our profile, but perhaps not quite for the right sort of business, and or to make most of that. So yeah, that's what we have to do really, is just drive the wedding business. I think, as you all know, it's the most profitable sector. So it would help to have a few more on the books and to try and make us relevant again in a world where a barn seems to be the venue of choice for many.
Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Thank you for that. I think it's always really good to refresh and renew things, especially when you've been going for many, many years. A lot of venues feel that they need help at the very beginning stages of their venture, but I think it's really, really important to refresh and renew. So hopefully this course will give you all of that and give you a renewed vigour and motivation to really move the business in the right direction. So, for those of you that don't know me, I think you all do, but I'm Olivia Riddiford. I am a venue consultant, and I am super passionate about helping venues just like yourselves really up level and get the success that you really truly deserve. You all work extremely hard. I know exactly where you're coming from. I ran a venue for 8 years, a beautiful manor house called Old Down Estate in just near Bristol, on the edge of the Cotswolds, and it was a £2 million project. It was very, very difficult to run at the beginning. The construction workers, staff, it was a beast. And we turned it round, and the venue continues to do around 100 weddings a year with several different corporate events and social events on top. They also have a country park on site as well. And within 5 years, the venue was turning over more than £8 million. So it was a huge success story, and I'm very, very proud of that, but it's something that I want to use to help others. So that's a bit about me. So let's get into this. Let's go for it. So the first module I thought was really, really important to do was to start at the very beginning and look at your strategy and your goal setting for this period of time, the engagement season. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. So it's imperative that you set goals and form a strategy for your venue business. Without it, you're not going to know where you need to head. So many businesses make this error. They don't bother setting goals. They're too busy. They don't really know what goals are. They're not sure how to measure them. And I think it just makes everyone's priorities really clear. It involves the team, and it measures your performance for over a set period of time. So having these goals in place will really motivate you during this engagement season, and it's something that you can take and use quarterly in 2020 and through to 2021 and following years. So what is a goal and what is a strategy? Let's talk about the differences. So a goal is an observable and measurable end result having one or more objectives to be achieved within a fixed time frame, okay? And then a strategy is that method or plan that you then choose to bring those goals to fruition, essentially. Okay, so to achieve the goal of the solution to the problems that you're facing, I suppose. Okay, and guys, if you have any questions at any point, perhaps leave them till the end, but just write them down and we'll unmute at the end and go through everything. Okay. So we are going to focus on the 25th of December, Christmas Day, all the way through to the 25th of March, okay? Generally, businesses will do quarterly goals. You may well do monthly goals. I don't know what you do currently. It'll be good to find out what you do at the end of this session, if anything at all. And please don't worry, I will not judge if you don't do anything at all. It's not a problem. We're going to just focus on the engagement season, because that's what this program is all about. You can, as I said, you can reuse this method over again and look at your quarters for 2020 once this course has ended, and also apply it to your 2021 strategy. So let's rewind. Let's have a little look at 2018-19 engagement season. So what you did last year. And why do we need to do this? Well, it's really important to look back and do an analysis on what was achieved to be able to then set goals for the following year. And I think historically, venues look at improving those figures year on year. Obviously, there are external factors, things like the dreaded B word, Brexit, and lots of other things, environmental, economical, different factors that that may hinder those from rising. And you can't always continuously rise. You might just want to stay the same and remain the same, and that's okay as well. But we do always want to try and achieve better things for our venues. So I want you to look at last year, and you can do this in your own time once the homework's been set. But how many inquiries did you receive during last year's engagement season? Do you know? Do you have that information to hand? Do you have a spreadsheet or a reporting system? If you don't, you need to, because that's the only way you're going to be able to measure your performance. What were your conversion rates? And this is from inquiry to show round and from show round to booking. What were they? You know, where were you this time last year? And how can you improve on those conversion rates? How many show rounds did you complete during 25th of December, 25th of March last year? That would be interesting to find out. How many bookings were achieved? I mean, that's the most important thing, isn't it? We're all here to try and make money within our businesses. So how many bookings were achieved, and for when? When did people book? So during that engagement period, did they book that for that year? Did they book for the following year, or in 18 months' time? Analyze that data, because it's really interesting to see what the lead times are looking like. You can start looking at trends and seeing if anything shifting. I mean, I've always seen a big change into slightly more last minute weddings as well. People are a little bit more last minute with booking stuff. They've got busy lives. They're happy to take the chance and perhaps get a slightly better deal if they do so. Some people are still looking at the midweek stuff as well, and there is a market for that, but you do need to look at your ideal client and what they are after, and we'll be looking at that next time. And how much revenue did you take during that period? How many bookings did you take, and how much did they equate to? So how much money did you then get into your pipeline during that engagement season, and how much more do you want to make this time? So talking about the perfect goal then. So you've probably heard this before, but goals should be SMART, okay? So they should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So let's start with specific. So what is the goal that you want to accomplish? What is it? It could be that you want to achieve 3,000 Instagram followers, for example, because it doesn't always have to be monetary or revenue based. You know, it could be you want to increase numbers on social media. So, okay, you want to get to 3,000 followers. Why is that goal important to you in your venue? Well, it might be important to you in your venue because you want to get increased visibility. Social media is a free form of marketing, and it's a way of getting your venue out there. Who might need to be involved? So it may just be you if you're a one-woman band. It may be your social media exec or your marketing exec, or it may be someone that you take on board as a freelancer, so someone that's an expert in their field. So where might you have to go for help? You may have to go to, say, a social media expert to get to that 3,000 following. And how do you envision making the goal come to fruition? So you need to start breaking down that goal and thinking, well, how are we going to get there? Well, we're going to do stories every single day. We're going to use relevant hashtags and mix them up throughout the week. We're going to post every single day. We're going to post at different times. We are going to start commenting and liking and following people that have recently got engaged. And when is it feasible that you can expect to accomplish your goal? Well, give yourself a proper target in terms of time frame. So then we look at measurable. So how do you plan to measure this progress towards meeting your goal? You might want to look at customer surveys and testimonials with quantitative measures such as sales and productivity reports. And this is where these reports are really, really important. Just use an Excel spreadsheet if you haven't got anything else. Even put it down in writing in a notebook. I don't care. Just get it down, because you're never ever going to progress if you don't have those business. I'm quite bossy, by the way, and I don't mean to be, but I'm doing it to help you. I'm really passionate about helping you, so we want to get these things done. So get it down, and try not to worry about the end result. Just take a long view, okay? But you need to identify how you're going to measure. So, for example, if it was to increase your following, you need to write down where you are right now. I would then probably each month do just a little snapshot of where the progress is, and then at the very end of that period of time, have a look at it. And it's really easy on Instagram. You literally can see how many followers you've got. So that would be a really, really easy way of doing it. And then we look at achievable. So you may feel that your goal is beyond your grasp now, and it may well be. And don't be afraid to go for something that is a little bit out there and is a little bit, oh my goodness, it feels risky. This feels risky. This feels scary. Because actually, sometimes those risky ones are the ones you get the best results from. But it has to be achievable, and you have to be realistic, you know. So, for example, like I said, you might want to become more visible during the engagement season to reach out to newly engaged couples. So you might plan out an automated content plan to maximize on this, to give you more time to focus on selling, but you're still getting out there and you're still being visible. And we are going to come on to that in module 4, where we do a full social media content plan for you. Like we said, relevant, has to be relevant. A little bit more tricky to get your head around. You would think that any goal relating to your venue is relevant, which it probably entirely is, but you just need to make sure that everyone else working within your business is prepared to accommodate your goal. It's about communication and making sure you're all singing from the same hymn sheet. And then we just look at the time-bound nature of goals. So a realistic deadline has to be set. We know that we're looking at the 25th of December all the way through to the 25th of March 2020. When you have deadlines and things like this, you know, you knew that you needed to come along to this session today, and you have done, and you've taken that decision because you know you're going to get something from it. It's the same with goals. Have those deadlines in place. It gives you a sense of purpose and urgency on any project that you achieve. And that goes for anything. Okay, so let's look at some examples of a SMART goal. So, for example, the venue I used to work at, Old Down Estate, will receive an additional £20,000 worth of revenue by the end of March 2020. And this will be achieved through a solid marketing, sales and customer service strategy. Now, that could be seen as quite broad, because if I then broke it down further, we would be here forever. But it's about then breaking that down. So how are we going to achieve 20,000? So if we look at the 20,000, how many weddings on our full price package do I need to take during the engagement season to create that figure? So for us, our average wedding was around £12,000 to £14,000, but that was kind of all singing or dancing. So we would need to take 2 weddings during that time. Okay, so does that make sense? That's quite a broad, very generic statement there. But you could look at things like you want to gain 5 Instagram inquiries over this period of time. How are you going to do that? You want to reach 3,000 followers on Instagram. You want to get 2,000 additional website views during that period. You know, and how you would look at that is through Google Analytics, through your website providers, and see how you can drive people to your website. You want to achieve a revenue figure, whatever that might be. You need to look at your financials, and we're not sharing any financial data here, please don't worry, but do look at your financials and see where you need to be, you know, at the end of March. How much money do you need to be taking, okay? You might want to look at actually the amount of weddings. So you might want to take an additional 10 weddings on the books during this time. You might want to look at your conversion rates. You know, do you want to up them by 10%? What did you do last year, and where do you want to be this year? And I would look at the 2 sets of conversions. So I would look at an inquiry to show round, and then I would look at show round to booking. And perhaps you want to receive 50 more inquiries than you did last year. And how are you going to achieve that? Okay. Right, I'm not going to go into homework right now. Ignore this slide for a minute. Has anyone got any questions at this stage? I want you to start thinking about what your business needs from a completely generic perspective. What do you need to improve on? You will know what you need to improve on, I'm sure, okay? So your homework for this time is, you've guessed it, to write some goals for your venue, okay? We now have 10 days between now and the next module for you to look into this. I think that is plenty of time to get on and get some goals written. Now, I've prepared a worksheet for you, which I can show you at the end of these slides, but it's available in your members area. You just click on the box and it will come up as a PDF for you. I want you to download that PDF. It's all fillable, so you can type in, save it, and then I need you to send it across to me, okay? Now, what this is going to do is this is going to give you accountability. It's going to make sure that you do it. And I will also have my eyes on your business. So all 5 venues will email me and I will give you individual feedback, okay? Which is exactly what I do when I work with my one-to-one clients. So I want you to set 3 main goals. I think 3 is a really great number. And you can set more if you like, but I think let's be realistic here. I want you to set 3 SMART goals during this engagement season. I want you to note them down. And then on the following pages of the worksheet, we then break them down to discuss how that is going to happen. I would print off the page where you've got your 3 main goals, and I would have it displayed somewhere in your office so you can see it every day. So you know exactly what you're focusing on, and so does your team. And then the final page on the worksheet is a look back section. And this is really important. This goes back to what we discussed looking back at last year. The final page is to be used at the end of March to check whether you've succeeded. But I would hope that you would look every month and just see where you are and whether you're creeping to that thing, especially on that sort of final month. 4 weeks left to say get to 10,000. you've already taken 10,000, but you need another 10,000. How are you going to do that? And that's when you push yourselves and get those sales in. And we'll be talking about sales and high touch selling and ways in which you can achieve those bookings later on in the program. But what about strategy, I hear you cry? Well, this is what's great about this program. We will be forming that strategy for you as we journey across the 8 modules over the 12 weeks. So setting goals here is our priority. And when you dig deeper into each one, that's when we know where your focus needs to be. So I've developed all the different modules to help you to get where you need to be. But should something not be covered or it doesn't match the goal that you've set, let me know. I'm happy to help. And we can include stuff. So you will learn from these sessions that we do live, but the biggest results are going to be from you undertaking the tasks each week and on time. So are you ready? You ready for this? You've got fire in your bellies? Have we got any questions at all? If you have, please unmute yourselves, because it would be really, really great to have an open discussion about what your first thoughts are. Feel free to all unmute yourselves if you'd like to, and just we can have a chat about what your first thoughts are, whether you've got any concerns or queries, how things are going to work. Let's chat. So just to recap, I want you to complete the worksheet, which is within your members area. I would like you to try and submit this before the 10 days are up, just so I've got some time to give you some feedback, but also you're then ready and focused for the next session. So, you know, between sort of 7-8 days, maybe a week's time, that would be really, really good. And what you need to do is submit it to me at info@hostvenueconsultancy.co.uk. So good luck. I am going to share with you now, if I can, the PDF worksheet so you can see what that is all about. And the next session is on Thursday, the 3rd of October we've scheduled it for 8 p.m, but I've had a chat with Donna, Emma and Rachel beforehand, Sammy and crew. And we think maybe doing them in the day might be better, just because there's more distractions at home. Everyone's pretty tired at the end of the day, and it just means that it can be done in work time.
I think that might suit everyone a bit better, actually, yeah. Daytime.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So I will let you all know. So any of the sessions that I've done for 8 o'clock, I will change to sometime in the day, whether it will be sometime from say 10 all the way till to 4, and you'll just have to check your diaries to see if you can make it. Everything's going to be available on replay as well.
Can it not be 11 on a Thursday? That would really scupper our team meetings, if possible.
Okay.
So early after, anytime from sort of 12:30 onwards would be great, but that's purely very selfish.
And that's just on a Thursday? Just
on a Thursday, yeah. The Monday ones are great, we've diarised them all, but a Thursday early afternoon would be better for us, but fine.
Well, maybe then we could look at doing Mondays, we do a morning session, say at 11, and then on Thursdays we do an afternoon session, if that suits everybody.
Yeah, that suits us. But
okay, I will resubmit and let you know what the times are going to be, but we just thought that might be easier for everyone. So guys, come on and talk to me. I'm going to unmute you. I'm just going to unmute you. I'm bossy like that. I will try. To
get in so everyone can see. I'm going to bring Carly in because you can't see her, and I think that's not.
Hi, Carly.
We'll push our computer further back. I'm very sorry we were late. We had a computer glitch, user error, I think.
It happens to the best of us, doesn't it, guys? Absolutely. Let me try and show you, if I can, this worksheet. It may not work. Oh yeah, it's going to work, I think. Tell me if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be your worksheet. You just download it, click in and type, and then save it and send it to me. So first page is just obviously name of venue, so I know who it's from. There's a section to brainstorm. So start putting some of your ideas down, maybe your top 10 goals, and then from there choose your 3 main ones. And then it's literally, this is the page that I was talking about that I want you to print off. So you just put your goal 1, goal 2 and goal 3 in here. And then more importantly, we then head to an action plan for each goal. Okay, it's now going to freeze on me and do something weird. Apologies. So goal 1, why have you set this goal? What difference would achieving this goal bring to your venue business? How will you know you've made progress or achieved this goal? And what steps do you need to take in order to achieve your goal? Just make sure that they are specific, measurable, relevant, and time-based. Hi, Julie. Hopefully you can hear me. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're there, but it's great to see you. Same for goal 2, same for goal 3, and then at the very end we've got the look back analysis as well, which is breaking the goals down. If it's been achieved, if so, input figures to date. If not, why, and how can you improve? All right. So that's the worksheet. Essentially, it's really straightforward. I didn't want to bombard you with anything too much this first module, but yeah, what are you guys thinking? Have you got any ideas on kind of what goals you guys want to achieve without kind of looking at last year's figures and things like that? Is there anything that's kind of reaching out to you that you feel that might be on that list?
I think immediately I'd like to increase numbers of wedding bookings for next year. We've got some gaps in the diary, some prime dates that I'd like to fill for next year. I think my struggle is knowing the actions I need to take to achieve that. So that's kind of why I've joined this program. So yeah, that's where I'm going to struggle, is knowing exactly the best way to achieve that goal.
And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going through absolutely everything you need to hopefully achieve that goal, depending on what it is, obviously. And that's why I've chosen all the topics are really relevant. They touch on everything: marketing, selling, customer service, to get you there. So I think don't panic at this stage. Try your best to break them down, but it will all probably become very apparent as we go through, because that's what we're doing. The rest of the modules are strategy based. So yeah, try and think about how you're going to do it. Think about a goal. Say, okay, right, well, we would like to get another 10 weddings on our books for next year, and we want to fill those gaps that we've got. Okay, so how are we going to do this then? Well, there's going to be several things that we need to do to up our game here. Well, we need a better social media presence, because that way we can be more visible and potentially get more inquiries. We need to up our inquiry rate. More inquiries we get, essentially the more show rounds we get and the more bookings we get. So it's a numbers game as well.
Yeah.
You also need to look at your ideal client, who you're talking to, and we're going to be looking at that next week and sort of really homing in on that and making sure that you are attracting the right people, because if you're not,
I think that's where we kind of identified that's one of the problems we have. Not a problem, but it's we're not getting the right kind of client, or the ideal clientele that we'd like to have here. So that's something we'd like to focus on. And the other thing about increasing the amount of inquiries we have, I've identified that I need to invest in some better SEO. And it's kind of, I've had my fingers burnt in the past with getting the wrong, I don't know, people who I didn't feel that was really doing a great job, and it's needing recommendations for good people in that field. So
well, I've definitely got those for you. Would you have time to do it yourself?
Yes, but at the same time I worry that I'm not doing it correctly, because I think SEO is a kind of whole other skill in its own field. I think, I mean, I have the ability to do it. We have we can use the backstage of our website, and I know where to put it. It's just knowing that I'm doing it to the best it could be. So
I'm always about adding value and giving you guys as much as possible. I actually have a masterclass from Maddie Jones, who is the expert in weddings, the wedding industry, when it comes to SEO. So if anyone wants the link to that, I'm really happy to provide that for you. It's part of my members club, but I'm happy to give that to you guys for coming on board. But it's going to be, it's very DIY. You know, you will have to do it yourself, but you need to start implementing that kind of stuff now.
Yeah,
because it takes time to propagate through systems and Google, that kind of thing. But it is a really good rundown of what you need to be doing, and you know, blogging forms a huge part of that and a big chunk of that. So you know, just writing and keywords basically.
Okay, I would love to have that access to that. That would be great.
That's fine.
Yes, please.
Okay, was that a yes please from all?
Yes please.
Okay. And please shout, you know, if there are things like that, you know, I will try and get you what you need. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about that. I can't remember. It's gone. It might come back to me. But yes, SEO is really, really important. And I think I know what I was going to say now. The majority of the venues that I speak to when I've done polls and all of that kind of thing, the best quality leads that they generally tend to get are through their website. And also they may get the majority of their leads through their website as well. So it's a huge place for investment. When people say to me, oh, I really want to put this print ad into Wedding Magazine, don't do it. Like, it will cost you £500, £1,000 to put a print advert in. There's no way of analysing that. Put it into SEO. Put it into getting found online. Your website is your shop window before people come and view you. And
I completely agree. I've pretty much abandoned all print advertising now.
Unfortunately, it's the way it's going.
I'm glad you agree. And that's half the thing actually, is knowing, am I making the right decision by doing this? You know, because you're on your own and you're always questioning, oh God, it's not even my business, you know, I'm running it for someone else. So you always feel a bit worried that you're those kind of
doing the right thing,
around your gut instinct about things, and you're always questioning whether you're doing the right thing. So I'm really glad you said that.
No, it's fine. And I think that's where you're all gonna work really well together, because you'll be able to help each other and talk about your own experiences. And although you're all very, very different venues and very different people, I think you're going to gain a lot from being part of this sort of team and this group for the next 12 weeks. So fingers crossed you'll get loads from it. That sounds great though, guys, and work on those goals, have a brainstorm, and get that sheet to me, and I can give you some feedback and pointers as well. That's fine. Rachel, have you got any questions at all?
I think so, no. Looking forward to doing this. So it's a bit embarrassing, but I don't really set goals at the minute, or at least not kind of looking that far ahead, or they'll be more short term. So I'm quite looking forward to kind of doing a bit of analysis and goals from that.
Great. And I think with the challenges that you're being faced with as well, I think you really need to think about those and kind of how that's going to affect your goals and strategy moving forward. But again, I'm really happy to sort of give you some feedback on that as well when you email me. And Sammy and team, what about you guys? Is there anything that you feel that you want to work on?
I think everyone's said it already. Our biggest challenge at the moment is I don't know that it's the biggest challenge, but we certainly have a challenge with print advertising. There's a magazine down here called Wed Magazine that's very popular and it's brilliant. We've been advertising with them for a long time, but simply so that we get the amazing photo shoots that they then do, and that kind of real weddings, they will prioritise and put us into their sort of little time leads and their little stories. But it's expensive, and we are seeing our marketing, the guys, Clockwork Marketing, who are great at hospitality websites and everything else, about our SEO and everything later this week. So everything seems to be a big kind of sort ourselves out all at the same time. But I feel we're maybe taking on quite a lot in the next couple of weeks.
It's fine, and it is overwhelming. It is overwhelming at this stage, but that's why we're doing it in sections, and you'll get there. But I think print advertising is a really interesting one. I think you need to not worry about the whole styled shoot thing and blah blah blah. You can do in-house styled shoots with a team that you put together, or a team that, say, a planner puts together, and you can take those images. More often than not, I'm seeing that actually people aren't getting exposure from the big blogs. It's not bringing you a return on investment.
No, I think you're probably right, but it just, I don't know. They were here this week, actually, or last week in the sunshine. It's now peeing with rain down here. But yeah, I think we need to be brave and just say we're sorry, we're stopping, and then put the money into the SEO guys.
But that's okay. And again, it's just that being brave and having a chat to others, like-minded people, say, in this group, and making that decision. And next time we're going to be looking at your marketing audits. We're going to be looking at all of your marketing activities, how much they're costing you, what they're bringing you, and how we can be more savvy with working on all of your marketing budgets, because I know that's a huge topic. So we'll be going through that and ideal client work next time. And Julie, I don't know if you can hear me or see me, but if there's anything that you want to go through, do let me know. I know you've joined late onto the class, so you can watch on replay if you want to go through the slides, but it's so nice to have you here. Is there anything else anyone wants to go through before I let you go, let you start working on your goals? You're all clear on the homework?
I'd love to know where Rachel's from. We can't hear you when you speak, Rachel. I don't know whether it's because our microphone's rubbish, but you're really quiet. So I'd love to know who you are and where you're from, because I couldn't hear.
The events manager at the National Museum of the Royal Navy. We're up in Hartlepool.
I can't hear you at all. So
they are the, I probably got this completely wrong, but they are the Royal Navy Museum up in Hartlepool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they have a whole set of challenges that they have to deal with. You know, they're not a standalone wedding venue.
No, for sure.
And we, at the very beginning of the session, we did go through where everyone was from. So if you want to catch the replay later, just to catch that first little bit, then that's great. But, you know, please feel free in the Facebook group, you know, introduce yourself in there and get to know each other. I think it's really important that you do so, because you're going to learn a lot from each other.
Thank you.
Okay, well guys, I hope you enjoyed our first session, and it's now time to really get those goals down and get them to me as soon as possible, and I will give you my feedback, and I will do that every time. I will change the session times, so it will be Thursday in the afternoon at some point, and it will be Mondays at 11. I think we'll keep it nice and simple. If anyone's got any queries or questions, do let me know. You know where to find me, either in the Facebook group or on my email, info@hostvenueconsultancy.co.uk. And my doors are always open, so just come and ask me anything. This is what I'm here for, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
That's all right, guys. Thank you so much for attending. Really appreciate that. And let's talk in 10 days' time.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Have a good day, everyone, and good week. Bye-bye.